A lot of the fallout from the Cup final will linger all into this week after Rangers were robbed of a penalty in extra time. In today's video, we will watch a furious Kris Boyd unleash fury as goes in on the SFA. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. Philippe Clement was left furious after a spot kick was not awarded for a foul on Václav Cerny by Liam Scales in the first period of extra time. The Celtic defender lost control of the ball and then pulled down the winger, who appeared to have his foot on the line of the penalty area. Madden has now explained that the referee, who had an excellent game, should not have been called to the monitor to review the call, and instead the VAR team should have informed him Cerny's foot was inside the box and therefore a penalty be awarded. The former referee has revealed that because the incident is one of very few factual calls, Beaton should have simply been instructed to make the TV signal and then point to the spot. Hitting back at outrage over his opinion on the incident, Madden posted on Instagram, "I've commented on decisions for over a year, and this is one of the very few that are factual. No debate, no subjectively, no ambiguity. There is holding inside the penalty area. Free kick was awarded and should be changed to a penalty. Quite simple, and it's difficult to understand why people are so upset with that opinion. As it's a factual decision, there would be no need for referee to go to monitor. Advice should have come from VAR, referee makes TV signal and awards penalty. That's it." The referee team had an excellent game, and this is a very tough call live. VAR has to identify the offense. Again, this is why VAR was introduced. Remember though, it's only a game of football. Following this, Kris Boyd had this to say.
Patrick Stewart, Fraser Thornton, who started Rangers, or started Ibrox today, the first thing I'm doing is demanding a meeting with the SFA, with Willie Collum, because I think Willie has already been out there and he has been transpired, and I would want to get to the bottom of it. And Ian Maxwell as well at the SFA. Listen, I know this is a League Cup, it's a league competition, but it's the SFA that provide the match officials. And I would want to get to the bottom of why the VAR didn't intervene, because it's no good enough. You know, you go back a few months ago, and it was a laugh and a joke, and everybody was going on about Rangers getting penalty kicks, and Michael Nicholson at the Celtic, by the way, at the Celtic AGM, stood up and was asked about, missing key decisions, key VAR decisions. What would the club do going forward? Oh, there were a penalty to Rangers. Those days have kind of turned. Peter Lawwell, the last penalty kick that Rangers were given against them, with a handball, it was John Greggett gave it away. They've put the pressure on Celtic. They've asked the questions. And it doesn't really, it'll be interesting to see if there's anything said from that this morning of, they got away with one there, because if it's me, and I'm Rangers fans will be sitting here this morning. Patrick Stewart, go and ask the question. Sit down. Let's find out what's going on here, because it's happening too often now. It's happening far too often. Get to the bottom of why that penalty kick wasn't given.
What are your thoughts on the decision? Let me know in the comments. In other news, Pyrotechnics displays from Celtic and Rangers supporters ahead of the Premier Sports Cup final are being probed by Police Scotland, with the SPFL adding the incidents to their ongoing disciplinary proceedings. Huge displays of flares were set off before kick-off at Hampton Park, with the match delayed as smoke blew across the pitch and out of the stadium. Both sets of supporters had been issued warnings against the use of pyrotechnics, but the pleas from the SPFL were disregarded at Sunday's final. Now, the governing body has vowed the pyro incidents will be considered within the disciplinary proceedings against both Rangers and Celtic for similar incidents at Hampden in the semi-final ties. The SPFL will also review THW match delegates' report with other matters, including the unacceptable encroachment of supporters when they spilled onto trackside at full-time, with Celtic fans celebrating the penalty shootout triumph. An SPFL statement read, "Sunday's Premier Sports Cup final was an enthralling match, filled with twists and turns. Both teams deserve huge credit for the part they played in one of the most exciting cup finals in recent memory. Celtic and Rangers put on a display of passionate, dramatic and end-to-end football, which showcased all that is best about our game. Everyone at the SPFL would like to pass on our congratulations to the players, management and directors of Celtic on their trophy win, and we also send our commiserations to everyone connected with Rangers who helped make it such a thrilling showpiece event. However, the SPFL, Police Scotland and the Scottish FA have been clear that the unauthorised use of pyrotechnics is illegal and unsafe. Therefore, the disruptive displays which took place before and during Sunday's match were completely unacceptable and again led to a delay to the start of the match. The SPFL will liaise with Police Scotland regarding their investigations into this illegal behaviour, and these events will also be considered as part of the SPFL's ongoing disciplinary investigations into both clubs regarding the use of pyrotechnics. The SPFL is awaiting the match delegates' report following the game, which will also consider other matters, including the unacceptable encroachment of supporters onto the Hampden Park trackside area during and after the match. Former Rangers manager Steven Gerrard has been linked with not one but two vacant jobs this morning. Both Southampton and Wolverhampton Wanderers parted company with their managers at the weekend. Russell Martin and Gary O'Neill were dismissed with the side's bottom and second bottom of the Premier League. Gerrard is currently in Saudi Arabia, where he has been the head coach of Al Ettifaq for around 18 months. He has some Premier League managerial experience though, having departed Ibrox in the autumn of 2021 to take over at Aston Villa. And it would appear that the obvious links to England and his growing experience as a manager, having started out with Rangers in 2018, has earned him links to both Saints and Wolves. The 44-year-old has been priced at 20-1 to take over the role at Saints, as per Sky Bet. Meanwhile, the England and Liverpool legend is a 50-1 outsider to be the next manager of Wolves. It would appear that the links to Saints are potentially more substantial though, with Italian journalist Luca Chianti claiming that talks are already underway. He wrote on X, "New, now can exclusively reveal Southampton in talks with ex-Rangers and Villa manager Steven Gerrard to take over as first-team manager. Board very confident they can't 6 tempt Gerrard back to the Premier League and rescue their ailing season. Gerrard's Al Ettifaq currently sit 11th in the Saudi Pro League on 15 points. They tasted victory in their last match against Al Khalaj on Saturday, December 7, but don't play again until Friday, January 10th, when they'll take on Al Khaloud. Lastly, disorder before the Old Firm game on Sunday was completely and utterly unacceptable, First Minister John Swinney said. Videos on social media have shown hundreds of fans running along Argyle Street in Glasgow ahead of the League Cup final between Rangers and Celtic, with police using batons on the crowds. The force also reported missiles being thrown at officers, resulting in one being injured, but Mr Swinney insisted police had the situation under control. Speaking during a visit in Paisley on Monday, Mr Swinney said, "There was a completely and utterly unacceptable level of violence from a small minority of football fans involved in the game yesterday. It caused fear and alarm for people who were quite happily going about their Christmas shopping in the centre of Glasgow, and it should not in any circumstances have taken place." The two clubs have the responsibility, the First Minister added, to take account of the behaviour of their fans. Police were forced to invoke special powers, which lowers the bar for members of the public to be stopped and searched within the city's East End, South Side, and into parts of South Lanarkshire on Sunday. Police Scotland had the situation entirely well and comprehensively policed, he said, warning of repercussions for those involved. There will of course be consequential action as a result of these incidents, which is a matter for Police Scotland, but fundamentally this type of behaviour is unacceptable. It's a minority of fans that are involved, and it should not be tolerated. Police have said inquiries are ongoing in relation to the disorder, which saw a 26-year-old man taken to hospital after a serious assault, and also included the smashing of windows at a pub on Howard Street, but no arrests have been made in relation to the city centre violence, the force said. "We dealt with a number of incidents in Glasgow city centre involving individuals engaging in disorder and violence," said Chief Superintendent Stevie Dolan of Police Scotland. "Our inquiries are ongoing to identify those who were involved, and we will take appropriate action against them. I urge anyone who has any information that could assist our investigation to contact us. I want to make it clear that the use of weapons and violence will not be tolerated, and retrospective inquiries are being carried out. We are following a number of lines of investigation, including reviewing CCTV and footage on social media. I would like to thank the majority of fans for their conduct throughout the day." That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more daily Rangers content. Thank you.